What's going on, ladies and gents? Dalibor here for T3G, and today doing a review of the Logitech G600. Now, I know this mouse has been out for quite a while, but I just got it. It's actually my second one. The first one I wasn't too happy with. I wasn't a big fan of the buttons, but then when I switched to a different kind of mouse, it wasn't as good a fit in my hand, so I had to decide what was more important, and I ended up coming back to this bad boy. Now, this is touted as the MMO gaming mouse, and that is because of the wide button arrangement on the side. Now, you have a total of 12 buttons on the side here, and those are customizable in Windows, those are customizable in-game. I mean, any more buttons you have, you of course can put into button assignments, so most games will let you assign whatever buttons you have available to functions in-game. But you can also assign this in Windows using the Logitech software. So I'm a huge fan of the Logitech software. I've been using it with my G19 keyboard for years, along with my, well, years, like a year, along with my G600S. So this is definitely a great addition to my Logitech family now. I might take some video of just the entire Logitech set I've got, but I'm a big fan of this. Now, this is weighted, but it's not custom weighted. So it's got the back, it's got weights in the back, but you can't remove them, which is kind of a downer for me. I love the G600S because you can actually remove the weights in the back. I might actually end up trying to find one that you can do both with. I think the Naga might be my solution, but I feel like the Naga's not as big as this, and I really like the size of this mouse. That's got your standard braided cable. That's pretty much all gaming mice have that these days, and of course we have a pretty sturdy USB plug. But that's, you know, on the physical end of things, we've got a really sweet design. I really love the layout of this thing. The buttons are just really greatly placed, so there's not a lot of travel time for your finger, so you can actually get to pretty much all the buttons without really having to really move your finger all over the place, because you can catch it with the back of your finger, with the knuckle, whatever. And you've got just a ton of options. It's also got 3 clickable areas. You got your primary, secondary, and you've got a tertiary click on the side here. You of course have the center wheel click as well, and then you've got 2 more buttons at the top, which I personally in Windows have assigned to adjust the DPI up and down. On the side here, I've got pretty much no use in Windows, but I do have my back and forward controls. In World of Warcraft, that's going to be a whole different universe, and I'm going to have tons of customization because I'm kind of getting a play style in World of Warcraft, and I'm actually doing some more dungeons and raids and things like that. Things that I just never did before, so I didn't really care. But now I do more. I fight with more tools, so I need more buttons. So that's going to be my big adjustment with this thing. And plus the fact that it's a great fit for my hand. This is probably, I would say, the best fit for my hand out of any mouse I've ever tried. Which is the biggest reason I've come back to it. I'm not a huge fan of the way these buttons are set up, in that it kind of has this wave shape, right? So the middle section is raised, all the buttons kind of go in on each other, so it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite setup. The Naga, the newer Naga rather, I like a lot better, but like I said, the Naga's still smaller than this. So I'm gonna have to try to search for the best of both worlds, but till then I'm gonna have to suck it up and use the G600 here. Now, I went with the white because it was actually on special. I want to say Amazon. I want to say it was like $23 or $32, something along the line, but between 20 and 35 bucks. And that's why I got it, honestly. I mean, a $70 mouse for under $40, you really can't go wrong. I will say this is definitely worth the $70 for nothing else than the fact that it fits me real well. I would have at some point bought it at that, but you know, I'm always happy to buy it on a sale. Now, as I said, in the software you have a ton of customization, including the center buttons. You've got the top 2 buttons here, as well as all 3 of the physical clicks on top, and the entire range of buttons on the side. You can save multiple profiles. You can decide what everything is set to. One of my favorite things on this thing is the color profiles, because you can match it to any color scheme you've got. Now, this white does not really fit, but I did make the button colors red, so that matches the red and black of the system I'm using. You can have up to 4 different DPI settings, which I've got kind of arbitrarily placed. I play around with these settings until I really find something that I really like. So right now, this is a pretty good speed for me, but until I use it in game, I'm not going to know fully where I'm going to be at. That's why I kind of give myself some range on the bottom and upper end, just to kind of have some options when I do play, in case I need to move faster or slower, etc. I have, well, I mean, those are really the only options, faster or slower. There isn't an etc. in that situation, is there? So overall, I really like this mouse. Like I said, this is my second one. I just really stuck on the buttons for some reason the first time around, so I ended up selling it to Full Throttle, and he's got that now. He's got 2 or 3 of those. I don't even know. He's got a ton of those. And I ended up going with the Rocket, which you guys might have seen a review of. But in the meantime, I really wanted something with a lot more buttons. So the Naga never went on sale, so I never got to try it. This did, and I jumped on it when it did. So this is what I'm using for the time being, until I find something that gives me the only other 2 things that I really need. I want to be able to do custom weight, as well as I want to be able to have more of a flat layout of these buttons, but who knows, maybe I'll really grow to love this setup. So that's pretty much all I've got on this for today. If you guys have any questions on the G600 or any other mice that I've reviewed in the past, or any questions in general, drop them down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and check out t3gtech.com. We're working on updating that more often. We're trying to get some more content to you guys. I know there's tons of tech news out there. We're trying to stay on top of it, but we've got full lives and full-time jobs to maintain, so that's something we gotta find that balance. And I'm a Libra, so I'm all about balance. But as always, I've been Cerebro for T3G, signing off.